let us try to understand what is graphical interpretation of the number of zeros of a polynomial. But a number of zeros of a polynomial basically means when does your graph intersect the x-axis? When does your graph intersect the x-axis? Let us take some examples for this. So consider this. In this graph, the x-axis is only intersected one time. Agar yahan pe dekho, this is my x-axis and the x-axis gets intersected only at one point of time. This means that the number of zeros of this polynomial is only 1. Okay, come to the next graph, beta. In this example, in this graph, you are going ahead and intersecting the x-axis 2 times, here and here, which means that there are 2 zeros of this equation. Whatever equation we will be drawing, whatever equation we will be writing, there will be 2 zeros corresponding to this equation. Come to the next graph, beta. See that in this graph, the x-axis gets intersected 1, 2, and 3 times, which means that there are 3 zeros corresponding to this polynomial. So there are 3 zeros corresponding to this polynomial. Come to the next graph. If you see the next graph, x-axis is never ever getting intersected. That means that there are 0 zeros of this polynomial. There are 0 zeros of this polynomial. So basically, what are the number of zeros of the polynomial? The number of zeros of the polynomial is the number of times, graphically, it is the number of times that you go ahead and you intersect the x-axis. You go ahead and you cut the x-axis. Okay, now let us come to one important theorem. This theorem says that a polynomial of degree n can have at most n zeros. A polynomial of degree n is called, can have at most n zeros. But beta, zeros hote kya hain? So zeros of the polynomial is nothing but when you put that value inside the polynomial, you should get the answer as a 0. It is also called the root of the equation, right? Take an example. For example, x square plus or x square minus 2x plus 1. I want to check whether x is equal to 1 is 0 of the polynomial or not. So it will be 0 of the polynomial if when you put x is equal to 1 in this equation, you get 0. So if I go ahead and I put x as 1, 1 square minus 2 into 1 plus 1, 1 minus 2 plus 1, 2 minus 2, 0. So this is in fact a 0 of the polynomial. Now we are saying that a polynomial of degree n can have at most n zeros. That means if the highest degree is 2, then the maximum number of zeros that can exist will be 2. You cannot exceed 2 zeros. This is the maximum number of zeros that will exist. Okay. Now let us go ahead and take another example. So it is saying minus 9 by 2 is 0 of the polynomial 2x plus 9. Q beta, when I put 2x plus 9 is equal to 0, I get x as minus 9 by 2, right? This means that whenever x will be minus 9 by 2, 2x plus 9 will come down to be 0, right? So the 0 of the polynomial is minus 9 by 2. Let us come to another example. So this says find the zeros of the polynomial, and the example given to you is x square plus x minus 6. So if I just look here at x square plus x minus 6, it says the 2 zeros of the polynomial are x is equal to 2 and x is equal to minus 3. Let us go ahead and check. When I put x as 2, I get 2 square plus 2 minus 6, 4 plus 2 minus 6, 6 minus 6 is 0. Similarly, when I put x as minus 3, I will get this. So 9 minus 3 minus 6 is 0. So these two are in fact zeros of the polynomial. So in order to find 0 of the polynomial, you have to find those x's such that when you put those x's, the equation becomes 0. Now, beta, this says find zeros of the polynomial, and you're given a polynomial px is equal to x cube minus 3x square minus 6x plus 18. Whenever you are given such equation, which is a cubic equation, the first thing that you should be trying is use hit and trial method. By using hit and trial method, try to find the first zero of the polynomial. So let's try it by hit and trial method. Let me put x is equal to 1 and check. But when I put x as 1, what do I get? I will get 1 minus 3 minus 6 plus 18. This is what I will get when I will put, sorry, this is 8, huh? This is 8. This is the equation plus 8. So when I go ahead and I try this, what will I get? 1 minus 9 plus 8, 9 minus 9, which is 0. So I am in fact getting 0 by putting x is equal to 1, which means that the first 0 of the polynomial will be x is equal to 1. So x is equal to 1 is the first 0 of the polynomial. So beta, ab kya karenge? So if x is equal to 1 is first 0 of the polynomial, it means the first factor will be x minus 1. X minus 1 should divide this equation. So beta, you will go ahead and divide this by x minus 1. So x cube minus 3x square minus 6x plus 8, go ahead and divide it by x minus 1. Is this clear? The first x you have to find by the method of hit and trial. After you have found out the first x, then you will divide the entire equation by that factor. So when I divide it by x minus 1, what will I get? Well, first thing should be x square. So this will be x cube minus x square. I hope you know how to divide. So this will be minus 2x square minus 6x. Then beta, this will be minus 2x. So this will be minus 2x into x minus 2x square plus 2x, right? And then beta, this will be minus 8x plus 8. So this will be minus 8 minus 8x plus 8, 0. So the remaining factor that you will have will be this. That means that this thing right here, beta, can be rewritten as x minus 1 into x square minus 2x minus 8. अब इसके zeros निकाल लो. What you have to factorize this such that it becomes 0. So beta, if I need to factorize this can be x square. 8 is 4 into 2. So plus 4x, sorry, minus 4x plus 2x minus 8. So this will be x minus 4 plus 2, x minus 4. So this will be x plus 2 into x minus 4. So the full factors that we have found out of this equation are this: x minus 1, x minus 4 and x plus 2. हर एक को अगर मुझे 0 करना है, if I want to make x minus 1 0, तो x की वैल्यू क्या होनी चाहिए? 1. If I want to make x minus 4 0, what should be x? 4. If I want to make x plus 2 0, what should be x? Minus 2. So these become the zeros of the polynomial. These are called the zeros of the polynomial. Is this clear? Okay. So beta, this is the next thing that we have learned. Zeros of the polynomial. Now let us talk further. There is a relationship between zeros and coefficient of the polynomial, right? So suppose you have a linear equation. You have a linear equation. But a linear equation is of the form ax plus b. In this linear equation, simply the zero of the polynomial is minus b by a. Check kar lo. Put this equal to 0. X की value minus b by a to आएगी. So the zero of the polynomial is simply constant term upon coefficient of x. This can come in exam. This is a relationship. So the zero of the polynomial will be minus b by a. ठीक है. अब quadratic के relation की बात करते हैं. So if you have alpha and beta as zeros of the polynomial, then beta, we have two rules that you have to remember. The first rule. So suppose my equation is x square plus ax plus, acha, let's not write this. Let's write in the general format. My equation is ax square plus bx plus c. This is your polynomial. ठीक है. जब हमने इस polynomial को factorize किया, when we factorized this polynomial, like we did right now, we got x minus alpha, x minus beta. We got x minus alpha, x minus beta. So the zeros of the polynomial that you got, beta, they were alpha and beta. जैसे यहाँ पे, जब हमने इसको factorize किया, x square minus 2x minus 8 को, we got x plus 2, x minus 4. So the zeros of the polynomial were minus 2 and 4. X की क्या value करे that it becomes 0? What should be the value of x such that this is 0? So it was minus 2 and 4, right? So beta, here the rule is that once you get the zeros of the polynomial, 1, the sum of zeros, that means alpha plus beta should be minus b by a. And second, beta, the product of zeros, it should be c by a. So alpha into beta should be c by a. So the sum of the zeros should be minus b by a, and the product of the zeros should be c by a. Let us take some questions based on it. So it says, find the zeros of the quadratic equation and verify the relationship. So you are given the equation 2x square plus 17x minus 9. We know that 2 into 9 is 18. 18 is 18 into 1. So I can go ahead and rewrite this as 2x square plus 18x minus x minus 9. This beta can be written as take 2x common, x plus 9, take minus 1 common, x plus 9. This can be written as 2x minus 1 into x plus 9. So beta, this means your x will be half and x will be minus 9. If I have to equate this to 0, either x will be half or x will be minus 9. So we have found out the zeros of the polynomial. Now we want to go ahead and find out the relationship. So what is the relationship? That the sum of the zeros should be minus b by a, right? That the sum of the zeros should be minus b by a. So let us go ahead and try to verify this thing. So we have got alpha. Yeah, did I miss something here? Yeah, so the zeros have come out as x plus 9 and 2x plus 1. So you will have x either as half or x as minus 9. Okay, so now it goes ahead and it tells us that we want the sum of zeros to be minus b by a. So this is what we want to go ahead and verify. So alpha plus beta will be minus b by a. So minus b by a. Beta, what is alpha? Alpha क्या निकाला है? Half. What is beta? Beta क्या निकाला है? 9, minus 9. So this will be 1 minus 18 by 2 minus 17 by 2. So we have verified that alpha plus beta is coming same as minus b by a. Beta, what will be alpha into beta? It will be minus 9 into half. That will be minus 9 by 2. And what will be alpha beta ka from the formula? It should be C by A. What is C? Minus 9. What is A? 2. So it should be minus 9 by 2. So alpha into beta, the product of the power, the product of the zeros is giving minus 9 by 2, and C by A is also giving minus 9 by 2. So we have verified the relationship. Okay. So now beta, let us go ahead and let us take next question. It says find quadratic polynomial, the sum and product of whose zeros are minus 14 by 3 and minus 5 by 3. So this tells us that the sum, matlab alpha plus beta is given as minus 14 by 3. And product, alpha into beta is given as minus 5 by 3. Beta, two equations hai, two variables hai. Can you go ahead? Can you solve this two equation, two variable and find the value of alpha and beta? We can go ahead and do that. So from here, we can go ahead and we can solve for the value of alpha and beta. So this is how we have gone ahead and done this. Look that the required polynomial is given by this. So any polynomial can be written in the form of px is equal to k x square minus alpha plus beta x plus alpha into beta. Any polynomial, जब भी आपको ऐसा क्वेश्चन आए, you have to say any polynomial can be written in this format. Any polynomial. So now beta, we know that this is k x square minus alpha plus beta is given to me as minus 14 by 3. And alpha beta is given to me as minus 5 by 3. Right? So this becomes k x square plus 14x by 3 minus 5 by 3. But in order to solve this equation, I don't want anything in the denominator. ठीक है जी? तो denominator को हटाने के लिए what kind of things do? We usually go ahead and keep the value of k as that value, right? As that value such that the denominator cancels out. So what will I do? If the denominator has 3 here, I will go ahead and I will take k as 3. So it will be k x square plus 14x by 3 minus 5 by 3. And I will get the answer as kx square plus 14x minus 5. So this will be my required equation. This will be my required polynomial. So from given in the question, they have given me the sum and the product. I have been able to go ahead and get the required polynomial. Okay. So now is the rule for cubic polynomials. So for cubic polynomials, we have the following 3 things that should be satisfied. But the first thing, suppose your cubic polynomial is of this format. The format given to you is ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d. This is the format of your cubic polynomial. If this is the format, then we know that cubic polynomial will have 3 roots maximum, alpha, beta, and gamma. So we can rewrite this as x minus alpha, x minus beta, x minus gamma. These will be the 3 roots of this cubic polynomial. Now we are saying that if alpha, beta, and gamma are the 3 roots, then these are the 3 rules that should be satisfied. The sum of the zeros should be equal to minus b by a. The product of 2 zeros summed up, alpha plus beta, beta plus beta gamma, alpha gamma, should be c by a. And the product of the 3 roots should be d by a. So these are the 3 rules that should be satisfied if you have a cubic equation. Beta, this all can come in exam. You have to be very thorough with it. So this covers our first chapter, which is called polynomials. We have successfully covered polynomials. Okay, beta, now what I will do is, I will give you some questions that you have to go ahead and solve right now, and then we will move on to the next chapter. Okay. So take the assignment, do this, and then let's go on to the next chapter. So first question, I will give you some time to solve this. The zeros of x square minus 2x minus 8 are 2 comma minus 4, 4 comma minus 2, minus 2 comma minus 2, minus 4 comma minus 4. What are the zeros of this polynomial? Take a moment, try to do this question yourself, give me the answer, and then we will move on to the next question. So in order to solve this, what will you do? You will say x square minus 2x minus 8 can be rewritten as x square minus 4x plus 2x minus 8. This will be x minus 4 plus 2, x minus 4. This will be x plus 2, x minus 4. So x will be, when you equate this to 0, minus 2 or 4. So answer to this question will be x can be 4 or minus 2. These are the two zeros of this polynomial. That's the answer to this question. Answer is B. Okay, please take the next question, beta. This says, what is the quadratic polynomial whose sum and product are 2 and 1 by root 2 and 1 by 3 respectively? This is the question. Okay, I'm giving you 4 equations. You have to tell me which polynomial is one whose sum and product are root 2 and 1 by 3 respectively. So beta, the options are 3x square minus 3 root 2x plus 1, 3x square plus 3 root 2x plus 1, 3x square plus 3 root 2x minus 1, and D, none. Take a moment, try to do this question yourself. So it says you have to give that quadratic polynomial whose sum and products are given to you. So sum is root 2 and product is 1 by 3. Please go ahead and try this. Okay, beta. I just taught you this. So you have to write the equation in the format x square k into x square minus alpha plus beta x plus alpha into beta. This is how you can write this equation. Beta, it is given to you that alpha plus beta is root 2. So alpha plus beta is root 2. It is given to you that alpha into beta is 1 by 3. So alpha into beta is 1 by 3. I told you we don't need anything in the denominator. Denominator should be 1. The only way to make denominator 1 is to put k is equal to 3. So the moment you put k as 3, you will get k x square minus root 2x plus 1 by 3. So when you solve this, you will get 3x square minus 3 root 2x plus 1. This will be the equation that you will have. And if you look here in the option, this is equation number A. So the correct answer to this question is A. Okay, please take the next question for the day. So the question is that if the zeros of the quadratic polynomial ax square plus bx plus c are equal, then first, c and b have opposite sign. Second, c and a have opposite sign. Third, c and b have same sign. Fourth, c and a have same sign. Better take a moment, try to do this question yourself. So the question is asking if the zeros are given to you, zeros of quadratic polynomial are equal, then what should be the relationship between A, B, and C? Okay, try to do this with me. बेटा just एक बारी थोड़ा सा हम एक बारी थोड़ा सोचते हैं. If my equation is of the format ax square plus bx plus c, यही तो equation है. Then how do I find zero of the polynomial that x such that this equation is zero? But one more way to solve for that x is by saying minus b plus minus root b square minus 4ac by 2l. इस equation से भी तो वो x's निकलते हैं, which put this equation as zero. So one way to find the value of x such that this equation is zero is by using this formula. Now, if I have equal roots, same root, if there is only one value of x, that means that this here should be zero. So b square minus 4ac should be zero. Only then I can have same roots. This means, beta, that if I solve for this, I will get b square is equal to 4ac. So ac will be b square by 4. But a product of two things is coming as a squared number. It is coming as a squared number, right? Square is always positive. So which means that this is always greater than 0. Square is always positive. This is greater than 0. So this means a into c should be greater than 0. But when is the product greater than 0? When either both a and c are positive or both a and c are negative. So that means a and c should have the same sign. So answer to this question is D, that A and C will have the same sign. That is the answer to this question. Okay. Now, let me go ahead and give you one more tricky question. So it says, if one of the zeros of cubic polynomial x cube plus ax square plus bx plus c is minus 1, then product of other two is a, b minus a minus 1, b minus a plus 1, c a minus b plus 1, d a minus b minus 1. So it says if one of the zeros of the cubic polynomial is minus 1, what will happen with the other two zeros? What will be the product of other two zeros? बेटा थोड़ा सोचना शुरू करो. One of the zeros is minus 1. मतलब when you put minus 1 in this equation, you should be getting 0, right? So let's start by writing the polynomial. It is x cube plus ax square plus bx plus c. When I put minus 1 instead of x, I should be getting 0. So minus 1 cube plus a minus 1 square plus b minus 1 plus d plus c should give me 0. So this means that minus 1 plus a minus b plus c should be 0. So this means, beta, that c will be nothing but 1 minus a plus b. C will be nothing but 1 minus a plus c. इतना clear हो गया? कुछ नहीं किया. -1 is given as the root of the polynomial. -1 को I just put back in the equation and that should be equal to 0. Now, beta, the question is asking me what is the product of the remaining two polynomials. So we know that the product, I have given you this just in my lecture right now, that the product of zeros is given by alpha into beta into gamma. These are the three zeros, such that it is equal to minus c by a here. So it should be equal to minus constant by coefficient of x cube. So constant term is c. So this should be equal to minus c. And coefficient of x cube is 1. So c by 1. So beta, one of the 0 can be alpha. Other 0 can be beta. But one of the 0 is given to me, na? And what is that 0 that is given to you? That is given to you as -1. Right? The third 0 is given to you as -1. So this implies, beta, that alpha into beta will be equal to c. But c is not given in any option, but I know that I just found out c is 1 minus a plus b. So this will be equal to 1 minus a plus b. So the product of the remaining two coefficients, very tricky question, but a good one, that the product of the remaining two coefficients should be 1 minus a plus b. That's the answer to this. Okay. So these are the kind of questions, beta, that can come from the polynomial side. I'm giving you one question that you can go ahead and practice. So I am saying that given that two zeros of the cubic polynomial ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d are 0, third 0 is minus b by a, b by a, c by a minus d by a. So you are given that two zeros of the cubic polynomial. This is cubic polynomial and two zeros of this cubic polynomial are given as 0. What is the third 0? This is what you have to go ahead and find out. This is for you to practice. I will not solve this. I am simply marking the answer for you that you should get the answer as minus b by a. This should be the answer to your question. So with this, we finish the first part of our revision, which is called polynomials. Now, beta, when I will take a 10 minutes quick break, all of you should take a break with me. And when we come back, we will move on to the next topic. And similarly, we will try to cover that topic in detail. Okay, thank you. Let's just take a break of 10 minutes and come back. Okay, let us now begin with the next topic. The next topic that I want to take is called very, very simple AP. Now, what is arithmetic progression? Whenever you have numbers coming consecutively such that you have a common difference between the number, then it is called that the numbers are in AP. But in AP, except the first term, every next term is obtained by adding a common difference to the preceding term, right? So you have a common difference, and this common difference can be positive, can be negative, or it can be zero. This common difference can be positive, negative, or zero. Let us go ahead and let us take few examples to check whether it is in AP or not. But before that, let me give you the notation of AP. Whenever things are in AP, it can be written like this. So you have the first term as A. In the second term, you will add a common difference D. In the third term, you will add another D. So it becomes A plus 2D. Then you will add another D to the last term. So it will become A plus 3D, and so on and so forth. This will be your AP. Okay. Let us read the question. Which of the following list of number form an AP? If it forms an AP, then write its next three numbers. So the first is given to you as -4, 0, 4, 8, and so on. We can also see that this is an AP, but we can also verify. How do you verify this? If A2 minus A1, the difference between these two, is equal to A3 minus A2, the difference between these two, is equal to A4 minus A3, the difference between these two, that means that they are in AP. So यहाँ पे check कर लो. 0 minus -4 will be 4, beta. 4 minus 0 will be 4. 8 minus 4 will be 4. There is a common difference. That means that this is an AP. And then it says what will be the next three terms of the AP. I just have to add 4, 4, 4 again. So beta here 8 plus 4 will be 12, plus 4 will be 16, plus 4 will be 20. Very, very simple. So the terms are in AP, and these are the terms that you have. Now let us go ahead and come to the next question. So when we come to the next one, it says 2, 4, 8, 16, and so on. Of course, this is not an AP. The difference between 4 and 2 is 2. The difference between 8 and 4 is 4. The difference between 16 and 8 is 8. So the difference is not the same. So these terms do not form an AP, as we can clearly see. Now, now there are different type of APs that we have. One is called a finite AP and other is called an infinite AP. The APs which have finite number of terms, matlab sirf 5 terms or 10 terms, they are known as finite AP. And the AP which has infinite number of terms is called an infinite AP. Very simple. So now let us go ahead and let us talk about the formula of the nth term of an AP. So in exam, suppose they ask you find the 5th term of an AP, find the 10th term of this AP. So the nth term of the AP is given by n minus 1 into D. Let us take a question. Find the 12th term of this AP, and the AP is given to you as 5, 9, 13, and so on. So beta, what is difference? Difference is simply 9 minus 5, which is 4. Now I have to find the 12th term of the AP, 12th term. So I told you n minus 1 into D. N will be 12 because you have to find the 12th term. So this will be 12 minus 1 into 4. Right? So this will be 12 minus 1 into 4. Achha, sorry, I just did not add A here. A plus n minus 1 into D. A. So this will be 11 into 4 plus the first term. The first term was 5. So the 12th term will be 49. That will be your 12th term. This is the formula of your nth term of the AP, A plus n minus 1 into D. Sometimes they will ask you find the nth term from the end. I will give you a question right now to practice. So if you have to find the nth term from the end, then that will be given by beta last term minus n minus 1 into d. तो दोनों formulas को अच्छे से देख लो. If you start from the beginning, then nth term from the beginning will be a plus n minus 1 into d, and nth term from the last will be l minus n minus 1 into d. Usually this is what tricks student. This is tricky because you have, बहुत पहले कभी revise किया होता है ये चीज. So you tend to forget. Now let's talk about the sum of the n terms of an AP. The sum of the n terms of an AP is gone ahead and given by the formula this. This is n by 2. Let me write it here. N by 2, 2a plus n minus 1 into d. So this is called the sum of n terms of an AP, right? Supposedly that there are only n terms in an AP. Sometimes instead of this, beta, just have a look here. I can go ahead and break this. This will be a plus n minus 1 into d. And this is that nth term. जैसे जब 12th term निकालना था, I had used this formula for n equal to 12. So even if I have to find the nth term, I can use this formula. So sometimes when you're only given the first and nth term, then you can rewrite it like this also. That this will be written as a plus an into n by 2. Let us go ahead and take some example. Find the value of 2 plus 10 plus 18 till 802. ठीक है, करके देखते हैं. So this says that the first term is 2. What is d? D will be 10 minus 2, which will be 8, right? Now, last term is given to you as 802. So last term is given to you as 802. That means the nth term, the last term, is given to me as 802. But beta, in order to find the sum, I should be able to find the value of n. For finding the sum, I need this n. How can I go ahead and find this n? Well, I know that the nth term is 802. I know that the nth term can be written as a plus n minus 1d. This is 802. I know that the first term is 2 and n is not known to me, but I know that the difference is 8. So this is 802. So n minus 1 into 8 will be 800. N minus 1 will be 100. N will be 101. So I have now got that the value of n should be 101. Now I can just plug it here. So I know that number of terms are 101. I know that the first term is 2 and the last term is 802. Just plug this inside the formula and you will go ahead and get the answer. So the answer will be 40602. So this is how you can go ahead and find the sum of an AP. Let us go to the properties of AP. If constant is added or subtracted or multiplied to each term of AP, then resulting sequence is also an AP, of course. So if I start with an AP, my AP is 2, 5, so gap of 3, 8 and so on. And I multiply the entire AP by, let's say, 3. So 3 into 2 is 6, 5 into 3 is 15, 3 into 8 is 24 and so on. So if I multiply the entire AP with something beta, then this will also be an AP. So if you see here, 15 minus 6 is 9, 24 minus 15 is 9 and so on. So you will go ahead and get the corresponding also as AP. That's the property. Second, if each term of AP is divided by non-zero constant, then the resulting sequence is also an AP. Again, it holds for addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. But when you divide, you should be dividing by a non-zero term. बस यही जरूरी है, zero से तो divide नहीं कर सकते है ना. So you should be dividing by a non-zero sum. Now, let us go ahead and come to another property. See, sometimes what it will say is a question like this. Let's read the question first. Insert three numbers between 2 and 18 such that resulting sequence is an AP. So whenever you are given that you have to insert certain number of terms between two terms A and B such that the resulting sequence is an AP, you must be able to go ahead and use this formula. The common difference is given by B minus A upon N plus 1. B minus A upon N plus 1. Question देखो एक बार यहाँ पे. So I want to go ahead and I want to insert three numbers between -2 and 18. तो बेटा ऐसा कुछ हो गया. -2, then I have the first number, second number, third number and 18. So if I insert three numbers between -2 and 18, how many numbers are there in my AP now? Well, I can clearly see that there will be 5 numbers in AP. So my N will be 5, right? And the last number will be 18, right? Last number will be 18. So beta, how do you go ahead and solve this thing? We know that the nth number is A plus N minus 1 into D. Last number is 18. First number is -2 plus I have 5 numbers that I want to have in the series -1 into common difference D. So it will be 20 is equal to 4D. So D will be 20 divided by 4, which will be 5. So the common difference that I will have in this case will be 5. बस अब तो add करते जाओ 5, 5, 5, 5. You will get the answer. So basically, ये जो हमने D निकाला है बेटा, this D that I have found out. How did I find this D? Beta, this was the last number of the series. This was given to you. I subtracted the first number of the series and I divided it by N minus 1 and I got the common difference D. This is the formula to find the common difference D. Once you have found this common difference D, then you can go ahead and find the entire series. So A1 will be -2 plus 5. A2 will be 3 plus 5. And A3 will be 8 plus 5. So the terms will be, the three terms that you have inserted will be 3, 8 and 13. These will be the three terms that you have inserted. These are the only important things that you will have from arithmetic progression. Okay. Now let us start by doing some exercise questions better. So question number 1 that I want to give you is the following. Please write down. If 17th term of an AP exceeds its 10th term by 7, then the common difference is A1, B2, C3, D4. So 17th term of an AP exceeds the 10th term by 7, then the common difference is. Take a moment, try to do it yourself, then I will do it for you. So just think about it. What will be the 17th term of the AP beta? A17 will be A plus N minus 1D. N will be 17. So it will be A plus 17 minus 1D. So it will be A plus 16D. In the same way, what will be 10th term of the series A10? A10 will be A plus n minus 1d. This will be a plus 9d. Now it says 17th exceeds 10th by 7. That means a17 minus a10 is 7. So a plus 16d minus a plus 9d, this is 7. This implies beta that if you solve this, 16d minus 9d is 7. So 7d is 7. So d will be 1. So the common difference that you will go ahead and find out is going to be 1. That's the common difference, right? Okay, so write down the next question. Please try to do this yourself. The number of multiples of 4 between 10 and 250 is A50, B40, C60, D30. You have to tell what are the number of multiples of 4 between 10 and 250. Take a moment, try to do this yourself. It's a question on AP. So beta, when we go ahead and talk about number of multiples between 10 and 250, that means after 10, what's the first multiple? 12. Second multiple 16. Third multiple 20. 24. ये सारे तो 4 के multiples हैं, right? So पहले last multiple के बारे में सोचते हैं. If I divide 250 by 4, I will get remainder as 2. That means 250 is not completely divisible by 4. It's giving me a gap of 2. So 250 must be 2 must be subtracted from 250 to get the last number. Are you getting it? When 250 is divided by 4, I'm getting the remainder as 2. So that means 248 should be the last number that should be divisible by 4. Now this is in AP. This series is in AP. And the common difference that I have, this is 16 minus 12, which is 4. The common difference is 4 because it is multiples of 4. So beta, now I know that AN, the last number is 248. And AN is given by A plus N minus 1 into D. First number of the series is 12. N I don't know. Common difference is 4. And the last number is 248. So 248 minus 12 will be N minus 1 into 4. 248 minus 12 is 236, will be N minus 1 into 4. So if you divide this, 59 will be N minus 1, N will be 60. So the number of, you would have never thought that this is a question on AP. The number of multiples of 4 between 10 and 250 are actually 60. That's the answer to this question, that there are 60 multiples of 4. Okay, please write down the next question. 20th term from the last term of AP 3, 8, 13 till 253 is. Options are 147, 151, 154, and 158. You have to tell what is the 20th term from the last, not from the first. So just go ahead and do this. But there is another trick to do these kind of questions. It is asking the 20th term of from the last. tell me something. If I reverse this AP, can I write this as 253 dash 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 13, 8 and 3? Now, instead of finding 20th term from the last, I can find 20th term from the first क्योंकि मैंने AP को ही reverse कर दिया. So instead of finding 20th term from the last, for this AP I had to find 20th term from the last. I reverted this AP. So now I have to find 20th term from the first. So beta, now the first term will be 253. The difference, how do you find the difference? The difference is this term minus this term. This term minus this term. So it will be 3 minus 8, which will be minus 5. N is 20, I know. So what will be the 20th term, beta? It will be A plus N minus 1 D. So 253 plus 20 minus 1 into minus 5. इसी का दूसरा formula is what I had given you in my lecture, that it is L minus N minus 1 into D. So अगर इस series पे directly आप ये apply कर दो, you apply this formula, you will get the same answer. The common difference is 5, N is 20, last term is 253, and there is a negative sign in between. So whether you apply this formula or you revert the series and apply the usual formula, it's the same thing. So beta, solve this. 253 plus 19 into minus 5. So 253 minus 95. So this will be 158. So 20th term from the last will be 158. That's the answer to this question. Right? Okay. Now, I'm giving you one question and this is for you to practice. So if second term of AP is 13 and fifth term is 25, then seventh term is A 30, B 33, C 37 and D 38. So if second term of the AP is 13 and fifth term of AP is 25, then seventh term of the AP is which of the following? You have to do this question yourself. I am just giving you the answer to this question, that it should be 33. It should be 33. You have to practice this yourself. Write down another question for your practice. Which term of AP 21, 42, 63, 84 is 210? And the options are 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. Again, this is for you to practice. I am just giving you the answer to this question, that this will be 10. This will be 10. One last question for you to practice, beta. What is the common difference of an AP for A18 minus A14 is equal to 32? And options are 8, minus 8, minus 4, and 4. And I'm telling you that the answer is 8. So these are the 3 questions for you to practice. Take another 15-20 minutes. Go ahead and practice these questions. And then we will meet after the break. And I will start with the concept of triangles now. And we will revise thoroughly triangles. Okay. So you can practice these 3 questions till then. Thank you. Okay, hello everyone. Welcome back to the session. Now we will begin with the next topic called triangles. But a very, very important topic, but a very easy topic also. Let us look at some of the important things. First, we want to understand the difference between what is a similar and a concurrent figure. Okay, so two geometric figures that have the same shape and size, दोनों same होना चाहिए. Same shape and size, मतलब जितना एक उतना ही दूसरा, same shape and size, they are called as concurrent or congruent, right? Two geometric figures that have the same shape but not the same size, they are called as similar. Like all circles are similar, but they don't have the same size. They are not congruent. Okay. So let us go ahead and read this out. All circles are similar. All equilateral triangles are similar, because equilateral means all three sides will be equal to each other. All congruent figures are similar. If it is congruent, matlab same shape and size, it has to be similar. But converse is not true. Agar similar hai to congruent ho not necessary. But if it is congruent, then it will be similar. This is necessary, right? Okay, beta, now come to the similarity of polygons. Two polygons with the same number of sides are similar if the following is satisfied. Their angles, corresponding angles should be equal, and their sides should be proportionate. So जैसे अगर if I draw a polygon, then the angle between this polygon and even if I draw a bigger polygon, angle should be equal and side should be proportionate. If this is 2 and this is 5, and if this is 4, then the ratio has to be the same. If this is 2:5, तो यहाँ पर भी 2:5 maintain होना जरूरी है. So this should be 10. This length should be 10. Are you getting it? So we are saying that two polygons with the same number of sides, they are similar if two things are satisfied. Beta, first thing, that the corresponding angles are equal and the sides are in the same ratio. Only then we will go ahead and we will say that they are similar. Okay. Two line segments are congruent if they are equal in length. Two angles are congruent if they have the same measure. And this is called CPCT. CPCT means corresponding parts of congruent triangle. So if I have two triangles which are congruent, then corresponding parts of the two triangles should be equal to each other. Let us take an example. Let's say that triangle ABC and PQR, they are congruent. ABC, that means they have same size and shape, and PQR. And they are congruent. But a congruent will mean that AB should be equal to PQ, that BC should be equal to QR, and that CA should be equal to RP. These corresponding parts of the congruent triangles should be equal to each other. And the corresponding angles should also be equal. So angle A should be equal to angle P. Angle B should be equal to angle Q. And angle C should be equal to angle R. This is the property of congruent triangles. Yaad kar lo. This is the property of congruent triangles. Now next talk about the basic proportionality theorem. The basic proportionality theorem suggests that if a line is drawn parallel to one side of the triangle, to intersect the other two sides in a distinct point, then the other two sides are divided in the same ratio. So I have this triangle A, B, C. If I draw a line parallel to one side, matlab I am drawing a line parallel to BC. This line is CD, not C, sorry, DE maybe. I am drawing a line parallel to this to intersect the two sides. Then they're divided in the same ratio. That means if this is A, D, B, C, then A by D should be equal to B by C. They should be divided in the same ratio. We also have a corollary that we must be satisfying. If D and E are points on the same sides, AB and AC respectively, then triangle ABC is such that DE is parallel to BC. DE is parallel to BC. What does this mean, beta? मतलब अगर मैं आपको एक triangle दे दूं, if I give you a triangle A, B and C, and I tell you, look, this ratio is same. This is 4, this is 12. This is 3, this is 9. So beta, this is 4 by 12, 1 is to 3. This is 3 by 9, 1 is to 3. So if it divides in the same ratio, then this line must be parallel to this line. This line must be parallel to this line. This is what it suggests. Okay, now let us take the first question for the day from this triangle topic. So you are given this triangle, and this is given as P, Q, and R, and you are given that this is 1.2 and this is 1.8, and I think this is given as 3 centimeter. This is 3 centimeter. It says this is, I am printing mein thoda, this is ST, huh? So it says find, so it says ST is parallel to QR, and it says find RT, है ना? Find PR. It says find PR. This is the question. Okay. So little printing there. Huh? Now we know that beta, if this line, what is the property? If this line is parallel to this line, then it must divide in the same ratio. So we know that 1.2 by 1.8 should be equal to 3 by RT. It must divide in the same ratio. So 6 2s are 6 3s are 3 and RT. So RT will be 9 by 2, which will be 4.5. So we have got that this RT should be 4.5. Now the question is asking find the length of PR. So PR is this beta. So what will be PR? PR will be 3 plus 4.5, which will be 7.5. So PR will be 7.5. That's the answer to your question. Okay. Converse of the basic proportionality theorem. If a line divides two sides of a triangle in the same ratio, then the line is said to be parallel to the third side. We have done this. Now we come to the next theorem, beta, which is known as the AAA similarity criteria. What does this say? It says that if there are two triangles such that the corresponding angles are equal to each other. So this is A, B, C, and this is D, E, F. But if I tell you that angle A is equal to D, angle B is equal to E, angle C is equal to F, so the corresponding angles are equal, then the corresponding sides are in the same ratio, and hence the triangles are similar. So the ratio of AB by DE will be equal to BC by EF will be equal to AC by DE. This is called the AAA criteria, right? Similarly, we have another theorem which is called the AA similarity criteria. If in two triangles, two angles of one triangle are equal to two angles of third, तो तीसरा तो खुद से equal हो जाएगा because sum is 180. Then the two triangles are similar. Then the two triangles are similar. ठीक है बेटा. Let's take a question to solve this. In triangle ABC, angle C is acute. D and E are points on side BC and AC respectively, such that AD is perpendicular to BC and BE is perpendicular to AC. Show that, show ki jagah pe you will be given an MCQ, which of the following is true, and you will be given one of the statement as this, that BC into CD is equal to AC into A, AC into CE. Beta ye dekho ek bari zara. You're given this triangle. A, B, C. It is going ahead and it is drawing a line perpendicular from B to E. It is drawing a line perpendicular from A to D. Right? And it is saying that BC, that means this, into CD, that means this. That means this should be equal to AC, that means this, into CE, that means this. So beta, what can we go ahead and do in this case? In this case, we can simply apply the AA criteria. If you look at this triangle, beta, ACD, a triangle yellow. And the other triangle that I am taking is this beta, BCE. So I am taking triangle ACE. No, let me just rename it. I am taking triangle ACD, this one, and triangle BCE. तो बेटा एक एंगल तो कॉमन हो गया, एंगल C, और दूसरा एंगल इक्वल है, एंगल D is equal to angle E is equal to 90 degree. So if two angles are equal in a triangle, then the two triangles are similar. So these two triangles will be similar. But if these two triangles are similar, then we know that their sides will be having the same ratio. So we know that CD by CE will be equal to AC by BC. So we have just proved this. You should remember these theorems, beta, please. Okay, now come to the next theorem. It says SSS similarity criteria. That was AAA, angle similarity criteria. Now we are doing side similarity criteria. If in two triangles, side of one triangle is proportionate to side of two triangles, then the two triangles are similar, right? So, एक example देख लेते हैं. If PQR is an isosceles triangle, that means two sides of the triangle are equal. So PQR. It is given better that PQ is equal to PR. So this is equal to this. A is the midpoint of side QR. A. So beta, I am drawing a line through it. Prove that PAQ is similar to PAR. So just have a look, beta. In this triangle, PAQ, in triangle PAQ, and in triangle PAR, can you see that one side is equal, one side is common? So beta, दो sides equal हो गई ना? So if side of one triangle are proportionate to side of the other triangle, triangles are similar to each other. So we have proved that in these two triangles, and this is the midpoint, so this is also equal to this. So sides are equal to each other. That means they're also proportionate to each other. So using the SSS criteria, we have proved that the two triangles are similar. This is called SSS criteria. Now you also have something which is known as beta SAS criteria, side, angle, side. So if one angle of a triangle is equal to one angle of another triangle, right? And sides between these angles are proportionate, then the triangles are similar. So beta dekh lo. This is angle ABC. This is angle DEF. But I am saying that angle A is equal to angle D. And sides are proportionate. So AB by DE is equal to AC by DF. Then these two triangles are similar to each other. Let us take an example. If PQRS is parallelogram, prove triangle SOR is similar to POS. So you are given a parallelogram. PQRS. And it says triangle POQ is similar to triangle SOR. So पहले O समझ लो क्या है? O is when I join the diagonals. Then this is O beta. Now it says POQ, mane this. And SOR, mane this. I have to prove that these two triangles are similar to each other. बड़ा ही आसान है proof करना. This is a parallelogram. Property of a parallelogram, please write down that diagonals bisect each other. Diagonals bisect each other. That means beta SO is equal to OQ. Beta PO is equal to OR. And this is a parallelogram. So opposite sides ka we know, right? And we know that the vertically opposite angles are also equal in a parallelogram. So POQ should be equal to SOR. Please write down. Vertically opposite angles are equal. So diagonals bisect each other. Vertically opposite angles are equal to each other. So by SAS criteria, side, angle, side criteria, the two triangles will be similar. Right? Now, come to the next theorem beta. The ratio of area of two similar triangles is equal to the square of the ratio of their corresponding sides. So once I find the ratio of the area, it should be equal to square of the ratio of the corresponding sides. Take example le lete beta. In triangle ABC, D and E are respectively the midpoints of side AB and BC. So I have AB and BC and their midpoint is given as D and E. It says find the ratio of triangle DBE and ABC. So just think about it. But D and E are respectively midpoints of the side AB and BC, midpoints. So from our first theorem that I told you, this means that DE will be parallel to AC. DE will be parallel to AC. Now consider the triangle DBE. इसमें भी angle common आ रहा है angle B, and consider the triangle ABC. इसमें भी angle common आ रहा है B. So in triangle DBE and ABC, you have a common angle coming up, right? And we know that angle BED must be equal to angle BCD. A. This is corresponding angles because the triangles are similar. So corresponding angles have to be equal. And this must be equal to this. So we have now that these two triangles are similar. And if the triangles are similar, then the area ratio should be equal to the square of the ratio of the sides. Beta, midpoint hana D. So if this is x and x, then the side will be 2x. So ratio of the side will be x by 2x. That means 1 by 2. So area has to be square of this. So it will be 1 by 4. So area will be in the 1 by 4. That's the ratio of the area. Okay, now let's talk about Pythagoras theorem. All of you know that. If I have a 90-degree angle, then we know hypotenuse square should be equal to base square plus perpendicular square. This is what the answer should be. So this is how you can go ahead and prove it, that hypotenuse square is base square plus perpendicular square. That's the Pythagoras theorem. So with this, we end the chapter on triangles. Let me give you some questions to practice better. And let us see how well we perform with these questions. Okay. So I am saying the following. In triangle ABC, AB is 6√3 centimeter. AC is 12 centimeter. BC is 6 centimeter. The angle B is, and the options given to you are 120, 60, 90, and 45. You have to give what angle B will be. Take a moment. Try to do this yourself first. Okay, let's start. So beta, I will first of all try to see if directly Pythagoras theorem satisfies this equation or not. So if you see at AC, it is 12. It's the biggest side. So if the Pythagoras theorem is true, this must be hypotenuse. And beta, AC square will come down to 12 square, which will be 144. AB square will come down to 6√3 square, which will be 36 into 3, which will be 108. And BC square will be 6 square, which will be 36. Clearly, we can see that AB square plus BC square is 108 plus 36, which is 144, which is AC square. That means that this has to be a right angle triangle. So angle B will be 90 degree. That's the answer to this question, that angle B will be 90 degree. Okay, come to the next question better. Which of the following is not a similarity criteria? I just taught you all the similarity criteria, which is not a similarity criteria. A, AAA, B, SAS, C, SSS, D, ASA. So you have to tell which is not a similarity criteria. Answer. Beta, ASA is not a similarity criteria. We studied about angle, 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 side, angle, side, 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 side. But angle, side, angle is not a similarity criteria. So that is an incorrect answer. Okay. Come to the next question, beta. The ratio of the areas of two similar triangle is equal to A square of the ratio of their corresponding side. B square root of ratio of sides. C cube of ratio of sides. D twice the ratio of sides. We just did this beta. So what should be the correct answer to this question? We know that when triangles are similar to each other, we have just proved that the ratio of the areas should be equal to the square of the ratio of the corresponding sides. So answer to this question should be A. Okay, beta. Come to the next question. So now I am saying that in triangle ABC is similar, if triangle ABC is similar to triangle DEF, then which of the following holds true? A. AB by FD is equal to BC by EF is equal to CA by DE. B. AB by DE is equal to BC by DF is equal to CA by EF. C. AB by DE is equal to BC by EF is equal to CA by FD. And D. AB by BC is equal to CA by DE is equal to EF by FD. So the triangles are similar. You have to go ahead and tell me that which of the following will hold true. बहुत easy है, diagram बना के देख लो. So I have triangle ABC and triangle DEF. So ratio of corresponding sides must be equal to each other. So I must have that this AB by DE. AB by DE should be equal to BC by EF. BC by EF should be equal to AC by DF. So AC by DF. This is what should hold true. So AB by DE equal to BC by EF is equal to AC by DF. But this thing is satisfied in answer C. So answer to this question is C. We just did the properties of similar triangles now. Okay, now let me give you the next question. So beta, it is given that triangle ABC is similar to triangle DFE. And angle A is given as 30 degree. Angle C is given as 50 degree. AB is given as 5 centimeter. AC is given as 8 centimeter. DF is given as 7.5. Then which of the following is true? Please write down the options, beta. First option, DE is 12, angle F is 50. Second option, DE is 12, angle F is 100. Third option, DEF is 12, angle D is 100. And fourth option, EF is 12, angle D is 30 degree. So which of the following is true? That is what you have to go ahead and tell. ABC and DEF are similar to each other. So देख लो एक बारी जरा बेटा. ABC is similar to DEF. This is given to us. It says angle A is 30 degree. So beta, if angle A is 30 degree and they are similar to each other, मतलब D भी तो 30 degree हो गया. Then it says angle C is 50 degree. So beta, if angle C is 50 degree and they are similar to each other, so F bhi to 50 degree ho gaya. They are similar to each other, right? Any property you apply, A, they have to, all angles have to be equal. So beta, we know that F will be 50 degree. Automatically, this answer should be the correct one. A should be correct, right? Now, let's move one step ahead and try to solve further. DE को भी निकालते हैं. So AB is 5 centimeter and BF is 7.5 centimeter and AC is 8 centimeter. So beta, we know that AB by DE should be equal to AC by DF because they are similar triangle. So sides have to be in the equal ratio. So AB by DE should be equal to AC by DF. So what will be DE? 5 into 7.5 divided by 8. Right? This will be 5 into 7.5 divided by 8. That will be your DE. This is how you can go ahead and you can find the properties. Is this clear? So, वैसे तो हर एक में उन्होंने 12 भी दिया हुआ, but still you should be able to go ahead and do it. Okay. Now let us go to the next question, beta. So this question says that it is given that triangle ABC is similar to triangle PQR and BC by QR is 1/4. Find area triangle PQR by area triangle ABC. This is what you have to do in this question. I'm not giving the options. Kuch to 4 options hai, right? So now just think about this, beta. When triangles are similar to each other, what is the property? That the ratio of the area will be square of the ratio of the sides. So ratio of side is 1/4. Its square will be 1/16. So if the area of this triangle is 1, this area will be 16. The ratio will be 1:16. And that's the answer to this question. Okay, let's take one last question from triangles. Then you can practice on your own. In triangles, ABC and DEF, angle B is equal to E, angle F is equal to C, and AB is 3 times DE. Then 2 triangles are first congruent but not similar. Second, similar but not congruent. Third, neither congruent nor similar. Fourth, both. Beta, pehli baat samjho. We studied that if a triangle is congruent, it is automatically similar. That's the first thing I taught you. If a triangle is congruent, it is automatically similar. So that means that this is incorrect. Now just read about it. I can only have congruent triangles if they have the exact same size. But size to same nahi hai na, because AB is 3 times DE. AB is here and DE is here. They don't have the same size. They are in the same proportion, but they don't have the same size. So congruent to nahi hai. It is not congruent. So answer will be similar but not congruent. Can you tell me by which property? The property will be ASA, angle side angle, that we just studied. Angles are equal and the middle side is equal. It is proportionate. So by angle side angle, the two things will be similar to each other. So answer to this question will be similar but not congruent, right? Similar but not congruent. So these are some of the questions that I wanted to go ahead and discuss with you based on triangle. Of course, there are multiple other questions that you can go ahead and practice. I am giving you one question for your practice. So write down, if triangles ABC and DEF, thoda tricky hai, huh? Are similar. AB is 4, DB is 6, EF is 9, and FD is 12. Find perimeter of the triangle. Find perimeter of the triangle. So options are 18, 22, 20, and 21. But I am telling you right now that answer will be A. You have to try and see how. And I'm giving you the formula for perimeter of triangle. It is nothing but the sum of sides. Acha, perimeter of which triangle? Triangle ABC, huh? Find the perimeter of triangle ABC. So AB you know. Okay. BC and AC you don't know. But these two triangles are similar to each other. So ratio equal होना चाहिए sides का. So ABC की बाकी दो sides निकाल लो. Find out the other two sides. Then the sum of sides is called the perimeter of the triangle. So find out the perimeter of this triangle. Please do this. Don't skip on this question. Try to do this. Find out the perimeter of the triangle. So with this, we end the topic of triangles, beta. The next topic that I will be taking now after break is trigonometric identities. And we will revise trigonometry. Okay, let's meet after break. Thank you. Okay, let's meet after break. Thank you. नीचे नीचे पूछा कर तू Hello, good evening, everyone. Now let us go ahead and begin with the next topic, which is trigonometry. So in trigonometry, let us talk about the basic ratios first. We know that sine theta, this is going to be perpendicular by hypotenuse. So it's written as opposite side. So sine, if this is theta, then opposite side by hypotenuse, that is sine theta. So it is given by beta AB by AC. That is what sine theta is. Right? This is sine theta. Then the next thing that you have is called cos theta. Cos theta is a base by hypotenuse. So the angle के साथ वाला जो adjacent side है, adjacent side by hypotenuse, that is cos theta. So BC by AC is cos theta. Then we have beta tan theta. Tan theta will be perpendicular by base. So adjacent side by, opposite side by adjacent side will be tan theta. So AB by BC will be tan theta. Next, beta, we want to talk about cosec theta. Cosec theta is 1 by sine theta. So if sine theta is AB by BC, AC, then cosec theta will be AC by AB. Sec theta is 1 by cos theta. So it will be AC by BC. And cot theta will be 1 by tan theta. So it will be BC by AB. Also, we know that tan theta can be written as sine theta by cos theta. And cot theta is cos theta by sine theta. These things should be known to you. Now let us go ahead and take a quick question. So it says sine theta is 7 by 25. Find sec theta 1 plus tan theta. So beta, we know that sine theta is 7 by 25. So if I go ahead and I take this to be 7, if I take this to be 7, this will be 25. So beta, what will be this? You can use Pythagoras theorem and you would know that this is 25 square minus 7 square under root. So this should be 625 minus 49 under root. So this should be 576 under root. So this should be 24. So beta, we know that this will come down as 24. Now what is sec theta? Sec theta is opposite of cos theta. So what is cos theta, beta? Cos theta is base by hypotenuse. So 24 by 25. So sec theta will be 25 by 24. Right? Tan theta is sine theta by cos theta. So cos theta is 24 by 25. Sine theta is 7 by 25. या perpendicular by base कर लो. So 7 by 24 will come out to be tan theta. So now it is asking find out sec theta into 1 plus tan theta. Sec theta you have found out as 25 by 24 into 1 plus 7 by 24. So this is going to be 25 by 24 into 31 by 24. So this will be 775 by 576. So that will be the answer to this question, right? Come to the next question, beta. It says tan theta is 3 by 5. Find sine theta plus cos theta upon sine theta minus cos theta. ये निकालना है. So beta, tan theta is given as 3 by 5. What you can do is both numerator and denominator you can divide by cos theta. So sine theta plus cos theta by cos theta upon sine theta minus cos theta by cos theta. So this is going to be sine theta by cos theta plus 1, sine theta by cos theta minus 1. So this is going to be tan theta plus 1, tan theta minus 1. And tan theta is given as 3 by 5. So beta, this is going to be 3 by 5 plus 1 upon 3 by 5 minus 1. Solve kar lo beta, this will come down to be minus 4. ठीक है. Now this table is important. You should remember this table. So in this table for 0, 30, 45, 60 and 90, I have gone ahead and given sine, cos, tan, cot, sec and cosec values. So sine 0 is 0, cos 0 is 1, and then this goes to half, 1 by root 2, root 3 by 2 and 1. This goes to, this will be opposite, huh? So this goes from 0 to 1. This will go from 1 to 0. So ये हो जाएगा 1 root 3 by 2, 1 by root 2, 1 by 2 and 0. बेटा इन दोनों सिर्फ यही याद करने की जरूरत है. Just remember sin theta. बाकी सब खुद से हो जाएगा. So cos theta will go in the opposite direction as sin theta. Tan theta will be sin by cos. So 0 by 1, 0. 1 by 2 divided by root 3 by 2. 1 by root 3. 1 root 3 not defined. Cot theta will be reciprocal of tan theta. तो ये इसका reciprocal हो जाएगा. Sec theta will be reciprocal of cos theta. तो इसका reciprocal हो जाएगा. And cosec theta will be reciprocal. So ये इसका reciprocal हो जाएगा. Sorry. So beta, you can find all values if you are well aware of these values. This is what I have gone ahead and tried to do here. Okay, so now let us go ahead and ye table ka ek minute, just take a snippet. Keep this table with you. Now let us take the next question. ABC is right angled at B and AB is 6 centimeter. BC is root 12. Find A and C. ABC. Is right angled at B. AB is 6. BC is root 12. So you have to find the measure of angle A and angle C. Beta, ye samjho zara that this is theta, huh? Tan theta will be perpendicular by base. So it will be 6 by root 12. Beta, root 12 is nothing but 3 into 4 under root. So this is nothing but 6 by 2 root 3. This is nothing but 2 into 3 by 2 root 3. So this will be root 3. If I go back to this table, when is tan root 3? When is tan root 3? Tan is root 3 at 60 degree. That means this angle will be 60 degree. This is 90 degree. So beta, what will be this angle? Some has to be 180. So this will be 30 degree. So this comes down to 30 degree. That's the answer to this question. We have been able to find all that. Okay. Evaluate the expression. 4 cos cube 60 degree minus sine cube 30 degree plus 3 sine 30 degree minus cos 60 degree. You need to go ahead and evaluate this expression. So what you can go ahead and do is, beta cos cube 60 degree matlab cos 60 ka whole cube. Sine cube 30 degree means sine 30 ka whole cube into 4 plus 3 sine 30 minus cos 60. ये सारी values तो known है ना. Cos 60 you know from here. Half. Sine 60 या sine 30 also you know half. So you know all those values, beta. Just values ही तो डालनी है. So you can just plug in that cos 60 की जगह पे, see I have written half whole cube. Sine 30 की जगह पे also I have written half whole cube. Sine 30 is half and cos 60 is also half. So half to cancel out हो जाएंगे. Half minus half is 0. So you will simply go ahead and get the answer as 0. So answer to this entire will be 0. Right? Now come to the next question. So these are some of the other identities that you should remember. Beta, sine 90 minus theta is cos theta. Cos 90 minus theta is sine theta. Tan 90 minus theta is cot theta. Cot 90 minus theta is tan theta. Cosec 90 minus theta is sec theta. And sec 90 minus theta is cosec theta. These are some of the identities that you should be remembering. Okay, now these are the identities. Let us try to do a question based on it. So the question says evaluate this term. And it says sine 28, sine 30, sine 54, sec 36, sec 60. You need to evaluate these terms. This is what the question is saying. Beta, can I go ahead and can I bring this and sec together? So I will get sine 28, sec 36, sine 30, sec 60, sine 54. ऐसे लिख लेते हैं इसको. I'm just trying to अच्छा यहाँ पे sorry, this will be 54. Sec is 62, sorry. Sec is not 30, 60. This is 62. तो अगर 62 है, then with 62, let me just bring in 28. I'll tell you why I am doing this. I can bring 28 here. And if this is 36, then 36 and 54 ho raha na sum. So I can bring in 54 here. And I can make this as 90. Essay. Just rewrite this. Okay. Now beta think about it. Sec 36 from this rule will be cosec 90 minus theta. So this will be cosec 90 minus theta. That means it will be cosec 54 into sine 54. Similarly, sec 62 will be cosec 90 minus 62. So it will be cosec 28 into sine 28. Finally, into sine 30. This is 30. Beta cosec 54 will be 1 by sine 54. So this will be sine 54 into 1 by sine 54. This will be sine 28 into 1 by sine 28. This will be sine 30. So beta, this will cancel out, cancel out. You will only be left up with sine 30. That will be half. That is the answer to this question. Usually you get such kind of questions in exam. Okay, now let us go to the next part. I am leaving it to you. These are just using those same identities. So this is what you need to evaluate. 4 root 3 sine 40 sec 30 sec 50 sine square 34 plus sine square 56. जैसे यहाँ देखो बेटा. Sine square 34 plus sine square 56. We know that sine theta is cos 90 minus theta. Cos theta is sine 90 minus theta. So this will be, so if I have to find in terms of cos, then I can go ahead and say that cos theta will be sine 90 minus 54. So sine 30 minus 56, sorry. So sine 34, right? So I can at any point say that cos sine square 34 की जगह पे I can go ahead and write cos square 56. So if I go ahead and solve this, this will be cos square 56 plus sine square 56. That means it will be 1. So numerator will be 1. Are you getting it? I'm just using these same identities. ऐसे बेटा this sec 50 can be rewritten as cosec 90 minus 50. That means cosec 40. And cosec 40 is 1 by sine 40. So sin 1 by sine 40 into sine 40 will cancel out each other. है ना? तो सिर्फ sec 30 ही बच जाएगा वहां पर. So you can go ahead and use these properties here, beta. And after using the properties, you will be able to solve it. So I am leaving this up to you to go ahead and solve this question. I am not doing it. I've given you the hint to solve this. Just use these 6 identities. Okay, now let us go ahead to the next question. And that is based on the trigonometric identities. So there are some more identities that you should know. The first identity is cos squared theta plus sine squared theta is 1. 1 plus tan squared theta is sec squared theta. And 1 plus cot squared theta is cosec squared theta. So these are the 3 important identities that you should go ahead and remember. Right? Let us take an example for this beta. So it says cos theta is 5 by 7. Then find the value of cot theta plus cosec theta. Cot theta is 5 by 7. Find cot theta plus cosec theta. This is what it says. So now we know that beta sine squared theta plus cos squared theta is 1. So sine theta will be 1 minus cos squared theta under root. Right. So sine theta will be 1 minus cos theta is 5 by 7. So 5 by 7 whole square under root. So sine theta की value ये आ जाएगी. Now cosec theta is 1 by sine theta. So 1 by sine theta will be opposite of the above. Cosec theta निकल गया. Beta cot theta is cos theta by sine theta. So I have found out sine theta. I know cos theta. If I find the ratio of the two, I will get cot theta. So I know cot theta. I know cosec theta. So therefore, I can go ahead and I can find cot theta plus cosec theta also. Very simple. So this is the kind of questions that can come in exam. I am just telling you the identities and you can go ahead and do those questions. Now, simultaneously, beta, I will also go ahead and cover some part of application of trigonometry. Very, very important. So when we talk about application of trigonometry, you must understand something which is known as an angle of elevation. So supposedly, this is a right angle triangle. Right? Then, but this is the object. There is something which is known as a line of sight. The line of sight, it is the line drawn from eye of the observer to the point of the object viewed by the observer. So अगर मैं suppose I am standing on Qutub Minar and I am looking at something just below. So how do I observe it? That is called the line of the observer. This is the line of the observer. Right? This is the object. This is the observer. I can be on top and looking at something below. I can be below and looking at something on top. So I can be on the ground and looking at the edge of the Qutub Minar, at the top of the Qutub Minar. So this is observer, this is the object, this is the line of the observer, how the observer is looking. Now, there is something which is known as angle of elevation. So angle of elevation is this. This is the angle of elevation. Right. T is the position of the eye of the observer. Q is the object here. Angle of elevation of the object Q with respect to observer is the angle made by the line of the side with the horizontal line. I hope this is clear to you. Now there is something which is known as angle of depression. The angle of depression is basically with respect to the line of sight, but now I'm just making this opposite angle. So basically, beta ye object hai. This is observer, right? The observer is now on the top. Just as I told you, this can be Qutub Minar. This is the observer, and he can be looking here. Then I'm elevating myself. I'm looking at the top. So beta, this is the angle of elevation. But I can be on top of Qutub Minar itself. And I can be looking at my car below. So then I am looking below. This is the object. Now, this is the observer. Then I am more interested in the angle of depression. I am interested in the angle of depression, angle below, right? So these are the two angles that you are interested in. Now, the angle of depression here thus formed is XPQ, this XPQ. This is the angle of the depression formed. Now, what does it say? It says that angle PQR, this one, is equal to angle XPQ, this one. And what is the reason that it states? It says that these are alternate interior angles, and we know that alternate interior angles are equal to each other. Okay, now let us go ahead and let us try to see how trigonometry can be used to find angle of elevation or depression. Take a question. The angle of elevation of the top of a tower from the foot of a building is 60 degrees. So this is the foot of the building. This is the building. The angle of elevation from the top of the tower to the foot of the building. This is 60 degrees. And the angle of elevation of the top of the building from the foot of the tower is 30 degrees. So this is this. This is 30 degrees. Right? If the building is 16 meter tall, this is 16 meter. Right? Then what is the height of the tower? So दो चीजें, एक building है, एक tower है. पहले हमने बोला top of the tower, ये building है. This is building. This is tower. Top of the tower to the foot of the building. Beta, this is 60 degrees. Top of the building to the foot of the tower. Beta, this is 30 degrees. Building is 16 meter tall. Now it is asking what is the height of the tower. So we will go ahead and use simple trigonometry here. Now what we can do is, we know that we are given that these 60 and 30 degrees. So I will go ahead and find tan theta. Tan theta will be AB by BD. This. If I name this as AB and D and C. So beta tan theta will be AB by BD. And this should be tan theta. Theta ye wala loge. So theta will be 30 degrees. So tan 30 ki value we know. AB ki value we know 16. Only BD we don't know. Na? So we can find BD. So from here, we know that tan 30 is 1 by root 3. We know that AB is 16. We know that BD is not known to 1. So BD will come down to 16 root 3. So beta, this BD is now 16 root 3. Now look at this triangle. Isme bhi tan theta will be what? CD by BD. This will be tan 60 degree. Perpendicular by base will be this angle tan 60 degree. Tan 60 also we know. BD we know, we can find CD. So tan 60 is √3. BD we know as 16 √3. So CD we can find out as 48 meter. That will be the answer to this question. Okay, let us take one more question now. Two wells are located on the opposite side of 18-meter tall building. Okay. An observer from top of the building, the angle of depression of the two wells are 30 and 45. So beta, this is the building. This is well 1, opposite side. This is well 2. You see this well 1 from here, you see well 2 from here. This is observer. And angle of depression are 30 and 45 degree. So beta, this suppose is 45 degree and this is 30 degree. We just read that angle of depression and angle of whether I go ahead and I look from below or top, it should be equal. So that means that this will come down to 45 degree and this is opposite will come down to 30 degree. Okay. Now this says that 18-meter tall building. So building itself is given as 18 meter. This is 18 meter. Okay. Find the distance between the wells. So can you tell me what will this be, bache? Very simple. This will be here. If I go ahead and this, then I know that perpendicular by base is tan 45. Perpendicular is 18. Base I don't know, tan 45. Right? So beta base क्या हो जाएगा? 18 divided by tan 45. तो ये आपका ये हो गया. 18 divided by tan 45 is this. Is this clear? Tan 45 is 1. So 18 divided by 1 is 18. So this comes down to 18. Similarly, look here in this triangle. In this triangle, this is 30 degree, na? So 18 divided by base is tan 30. So base will be 18 divided by tan 30. So base of this will come down as 18 √3. Tan 30 is 1 by √3. So it will come down as 18 √3. Now it is pretty simple. We know that this is 18. ये हमने 18 निकाला है. This is 18 √3. So what is the distance between the two wells? Add the two together. 18 plus 18 √3. That will be the distance between two wells. They've already given you what is √3. So you can just put that and get the answer. Right? So this is the application of trigonometry. I hope this can come in exam where you can go ahead and talk about the angle of elevation and depression. I hope this is clear to you. Now, beta, let me give you some of the practice questions from trigonometry. So please try to do these questions. The first question that I'm giving you is this. Sin 30 plus cos 60 minus sin 60 plus cos 30 is A 0, B 1 plus 2 √3, C 1 minus √3, and D 1 plus √3. So you have to tell me which of the following is the correct option. बहुत simple है. We know that sin 30 value is half, cos 60 is half, sin 60 is √3 by 2, and cos 60 is √3 by 2. So this will be 1 minus 2 √3 by 2. So it will be 1 minus √3. So answer to this question will be C. Okay. Now come to the next question. So find tan 30 upon 1 plus tan square 30 degree. This is the question. Again, this is pretty simple. 2 tan 30 by 1 plus tan square 30. Huh? So we know beta that tan 30 is 1 by √3. So this will be 2 into 1 by √3 upon 1 plus 1 by root 3 whole square. Right? Just solve this and get the answer. Okay. The next question here is, beta, sine 2a is equal to 2 sine a is true when a is equal to 30 degree, 45 degree, 0 degree or 60 degree. So try to solve this, beta. See, बहुत ही simple है. If I hit and trial से भी करूँ अगर, if I just put 0, I know sine 2 into 0 will be sine 0. Sine 0 is 0. And 2 sine 0 will be sine 0, which will be 0. Right? So both will give me 0. So if it is 0, these two will be equal to each other, and therefore that will be the correct option. Right? So now I'm giving you a difficult one, and I want you to try this. The value of tan 1, tan 2 till tan 89 is, and the options are 0, 1, 2 or half. So which of the following is the correct option? You have to go ahead and tell this based on these 4 options. So just try to do this. I'm telling you the answer for this. So answer to this question, beta, will be 1. But I'm leaving up to you to try this. Just a hint. Tan 89 can be written as cot 90 minus 89. So it can be written as cot 1. And cot 1 is 1 by tan 1. So this and this will cancel out each other. Similarly, this and the one before this will cancel out each other, and so on. So based on that, just try to solve this question. Right? Answer should be 1. Okay, one more question that I want you to try. The value of expression cosec 75 plus theta minus sec 15 minus theta minus tan 55 plus theta plus cot 35 minus theta is. So this is what you want to go ahead and try. And the options are -1, 0, 1, and 3 by 2. And I'm telling you that the answer that you should get should be 0. So take some time and try to do this question. Okay, beta. With this, we will go ahead and end today's session.